My name is William Baraza. I'm the chairperson of Africa Cyber Defense Forum, and I'm also the CEO of AFRALTI, a Pan-African capacity building, training and research organization. And thank you for giving me that accolade of evangelist, and which I'm truly am. I've been in this space for almost 30 years now. In the early days when we had dial-up internet, and now we have fiber optic broadband internet access. And the biggest difference that we've noticed over the last 30 years of development of internet on the African continent has been one, democratization of access to the internet, and this has led to faster connectivity speeds to the internet because of the broadband access, both terrestrial through fiber and also satellite connectivity. And this has meant that a lot of more data is being shared between citizens on the African continent. And this data, it means that there's a lot of security and safety of access to data that needs to be taken care of. The theme of this year's forum, Africa Cyber Defense Forum, comes in very handy because we are talking about securing our private data, securing our government data, securing our corporate data that is shared on this high-speed broadband access to the internet. And when you're talking about securing government data and private citizen data, you're actually talking about the sovereignty of that information, of that data that is in country, being shared across other platforms like Facebook or Instagram, all the social media platforms. And the challenge there is, as more people get access to these platforms, they share their own private data. And this data needs to be used in a way that does not infringe on their rights. And therefore, we need to find ways to safeguard and means to safeguard this data. Being at the Africa Cyber Defense Forum 2025 will open doors for policymakers, people in the academia, people in the private sector to be able to interact, cross-pollinate, share ideas on how they can be able to secure this data, especially data that belongs to certain countries that is not supposed to be accessed by the rest of the world, especially financial data, for example, private data that is supposed to be secured. Say, for example, in the healthcare sector, you don't want health records of patients to be shared on platforms that are not secure. We've been holding the ACDF for the last 6 years. We started off, especially during the challenging period of COVID, having it virtual for the past 2 years, from 2019, 2020, and a part of 2021. We held the first conference physical after COVID in Nairobi, and we had a very good response, especially coming out of COVID. We've seen a lot of impact of what happened during the 2021 conference, and when we were trying to develop more access and audience and develop more channels to be able to reach more practitioners in the cybersecurity sector, we interacted with the other Pan-African institutions, and we realized that the advantage of having other conferences around Kigali was supporting our idea of getting more audience in Africa. And 2023, I think it was 2023, we had a partnership with the government of Rwanda, and through the support of the National Cybersecurity Authority in Rwanda, we were able to discuss with other stakeholders in the market, other stakeholders of the African continent, especially organizations like Africa Telecommunications Union, which has membership across Africa, organizations like AFRALTI, which also has a membership across Africa. And we realized that dovetailing other events that actually come in, for example, the events around mobile telecoms networks that happen around the same period. We realized leveraging on those audience that are available at that time, we're able now to create more impact because we create the situation of connectivity and now back it up with securing data and information after discussion on connectivity. And that is why the Kigali location for our conference makes a lot of sense, because we get the right stakeholders to discuss the issues around cybersecurity in an environment where we are able to get a 360 view of the challenges that are in the telecommunications sector and therefore affecting cybersecurity. Being present at ACDF and having your solutions and products showcased at ACDF gives the exhibitor an advantage of having the right audience that is kind of niche and that is specialized in the area of cybersecurity, and having access to audiences, as I said, both from the academia, audiences also from policymakers, government, audiences from industry, and they're all available at ACDF. You're able to get to showcase your solutions, your products, and have meaningful discussions. And as I said, the timing of our conference comes in when we have other events that are related in the industry, especially in the telecommunication industry, that will give you an advantage of tapping into the existing audience that would be best, would have been attending other events in Kigali and will have been continuously kind of handed over to the ACDF forum. And this will enable whoever comes in to support the forum through providing the solutions that we have on the market, on the African continent, and knowing that we are a budding continent. Most of our developing countries are on this continent, and this is a continent that is on the growth. You can see almost now from about 30% connectivity now is extended to 45% in the last 5 years. And we believe that most of this connectivity is encouraging a lot of young people to get on the internet, and therefore this encourages the solution providers, the product owners to be able to showcase to the right audience at this forum. When you're talking about having a presence on our profile or on our portfolio or on our platform, it's really about taking part in an initiative that we believe is the only biggest initiative or largest initiative in Africa that is specifically addressing the issue of cybersecurity. We have other fora that are in ICT space, but they don't specifically address continental-wide cybersecurity issues. So it gives you a platform to engage with a wider group of people, a wider group of stakeholders, and therefore it tells you that you are part of this initiative, part of this nascent story that you are talking about in Africa on cybersecurity. And it gives you the positioning that you'll be with us for the long haul in developing a secure and safe Africa when it comes to internet connectivity, when it comes to cyber connectivity. What I can say, a unique selling point, would say something that's different from all the other events that we see being held the rest part of the world, is the fact that the context is Africa. The context is Africa. We are looking at African issues, African challenges. We are sharing those African challenges on the African continent, and the solutions being African solutions. And this makes the difference between what ACDF provides, what ACDF offers, and other conferences, because the location is in Africa, is being pioneered by Africans, is being led by Africans. The audience is African, and therefore that gives you the difference, and be able to provide solutions that are actually with the African context. So that is why our forum is different from the rest that we've seen. One of the previous forums that we had in Kigali, one of the conferences, I believe it was 2023, we were able to interact with members of African Telecommunications Union, the member states, and the challenges of ensuring that the countries are cyber secure, especially instituting policies in the countries through the various regulators who are members of African Telecommunications Union. We came up with various action points, and one of the action points was the issue to drive awareness about cybersecurity amongst African nations. And one of the things we did through the partnership with African Telecommunications Union and the leadership at ACDF and also AFRALTI, we were able to develop programs for capacity building for members of African Telecommunications Union, and we trained almost 100 people over a period of 2 months of members of African Telecommunications Union as a practical action point that came from the conference. And this was due to the need that was analyzed and discussed between the member states and the professionals and service providers who were present at that conference in 2023. And this has been impactful, and now we have actually a running memorandum of understanding with ATU that is supporting ATU members on development of programs that support cybersecurity skills development for their members. As they say, all work without play makes Jack a dull boy. And ACDF, what I've seen, and with the dynamic team at ACDF they have, I see a team where we work hard and play hard, and including this golf series in our event has really generated interest from various quarters who necessarily will not come into a structured function or event, in a hall and having panels and all that. Then they want to have a place where they could easily just share ideas without necessarily being in a room where ideas are being discussed. And some of the people who are not necessarily technical, they like to have these discussions in an environment where they also enjoying what they're doing. So having this golf tournament as part of our program, and at the tail end of the program, encourages the non-technical people who don't have the time to really listen to deep technical, because cybersecurity is a very highly technical and specialized area, to have the opportunity also to discuss and rub shoulders with the leadership of companies that will be exhibiting at the event, at our forum, to also engage with the government senior leaders who will also be keynote speakers at our forum, speak to regional organizations leadership that will be visiting Kigali during the conference, and just also showcasing some of their solutions that also complement what the forum will be doing at the conference or the convention venue, and to encourage them to also come and just support also local talent. You have some people who just would be part of the golf tournament because they want to win some of the prizes that will be on offer. And also it's a way of them to show the other solutions, not necessarily that are related to cybersecurity, but they're also organizations, because cybersecurity cuts across all industries. So you could be a hotel, you could be a bank, you could be an insurance company showcasing your products, but you are also affected by cybersecurity because we have professionals in our ecosystem that support all those industries. So we encourage the members of the business community to be part of us and to be able to sponsor our tournament. What we see in the next 5 years, the contribution of ACDF, obviously bringing all these stakeholders together, encouraging sharing of knowledge, sharing of experiences, focusing on data sovereignty. We believe we will be able to catalyze the growth of local content, the growth of hosting or having content providers who establish their data centers on the continent. We believe that we'll have more institutions coming online. We'll have more government departments providing services online, like we've seen an example of many countries that are now providing services, online services, and securing them for those services to be local. We'll see a lot of transformation in healthcare, we believe, with the increased use of artificial intelligence. We'll see a lot of use of data analytics, because once we have more data coming online, you have more data centers, then it means you have a lot of data to be able to, you have a lot of data that you need to analyze and get more insights from that data. So we see a lot more growth as people in the continent feel more secure about the data that they are processing, and that they are able now to get more data on. We're going to see a lot of use of computer vision, a lot of use of robotics. We're going to see a lot of IoT, Internet of Things. Most of the devices are getting connected to monitor weather systems, to monitor healthcare systems, education sector, agriculture. So we see a lot of that coming online, because now more Africans will be cybersecurity aware, and have the knowledge of how to secure their data. And we have more professionals as well, because one of the objectives of this forum is to create an ecosystem of more trained professionals who are able to now secure the continent and make the data that we have hosted locally, hosted on the continent, rather than being hosted outside the continent. The cost could even be higher. I believe that could probably just what has been reported, but there are so many unreported cases of cyber insecurity in financial sector, insurance sector, in governments. There's a lot that is unreported, and I believe if all that is reported, then those figures could even be higher. Now, the forum that we are holding, the 6th forum of ACDF, should be able to not be, as you said, not to be a fear-mongering event, but it's an event that should be able to help or assist the attendees of the forum to know the impact of an insecure continent and the economic impact of it, and with those staggering figures, to realize how, if they secure the continent, how much they'll save and how much will trickle down to the other sectors of the economy. And this will also ensure that for those that are vulnerable and they are connected, the internet, they'll be able to make more investment in training professionals, cybersecurity professionals, those who are already trained, to upgrade them, to make them to be current, up to date with the skills that they need to secure their organizations. It will enable governments to take more seriously the issues of security and owning their communication tools. For example, as we see, most governments use generic emails to communicate. They'll be able to take ownership of that and create their own systems that they can manage securely, so that they don't use generic emails, which expose government systems and government employees to cybersecurity incidences that cause harm, not just to the government but also to the citizens. So this forum will be able to highlight such issues, highlight the impact an insecure ecosystem, and enable acceleration towards digital skilling, of professionals, and also just creating basic awareness amongst the users of the internet, because cybersecurity begins at the users, because those are the weakest link on this, because when they are not very much aware of how they need to secure their tools or their devices, then that becomes the entry point of the malicious people who want to access to gain access to their systems and probably create malicious software or create a ransomware and defraud the organizations. So basic awareness is one. Getting the professionals upskill is another one. Then also getting organizations to change the policies and guidelines on how to secure their systems is another way of ensuring that this statistic now will change. We'll not get more organizations losing money because of cyber insecurity. We've been running Cyber Olympics since we started, actually, since we began ACDF. And it has, as you rightly said, it has been a source of resources, human resources, technical human resources qualified in cybersecurity. And it's a very good way of gauging the level of available skills in the market. And the way it is set up, it is set up in a way that encourages competition. And this competition enables the young people to showcase their skills. Even those who are not typically computer scientists or internet technologists, we pick from various fields. Those who have interest in IT, those who are background in IT, and they showcase their skills. We put them in an environment where they test tools. They have system where they can try and hack in and see who is the best hacker. And from there, we're able to determine the levels of skills that they have and what it needs to be done so that they can be able to be upskilled to reach the professional levels required for them to manage systems that are in the business environment. So it has been a tool that has helped us to create a pipeline, not just for institutions that are form part of the leadership of ACDF, but also for the general market. And I think we have cases in point where young people, students, or already in the market who have been absorbed in various companies, courtesy of the Cyber Olympics from the time for the inception when ACDF began. So it's a very good way of encouraging young people to participate in cybersecurity. It's a very good way of institutions supporting young people to be able to participate, and it's a very good way of also helping institutions to shop for talent from the group of successful Cyber Olympians. And we encourage also organizations to support this program. We have other programs that run before the Cyber Olympics and during the year before we get to the Cyber Olympics at the ACDF. And we keep sharing this on our website. We keep sharing this on our social platforms. And we believe as we do this, we encourage a lot more experts in this area who can support to secure our continent. And that's why we are driving it. We want more numbers from the African continent to be part of the Cyber Olympics. My home club is Karen Country Club, and I'm playing off handicap 17 right now. These days they've created something called handicap index. So my handicap index is 16.1. You're looking forward and hoping that all of us will be there, and we hope that we'll have a very good event that will share knowledge, will cross-pollinate and be able to come out with the good results as we go on into the future.